Disclaimer: this PPT has been prepared by referring different sources, which includes figures, diagrams from internet as well as from prescribed text and reference books. To prepare this PPT, I have referring many sources in internets, textbooks and reference books. I do not claim any originality in preparing this video or PPT. This PPT or video is exclusively for the purpose of education and not for any financial gains. I wholeheartedly thank all those who have directly or indirectly contributed to do this PPT or video. Thanks to everyone. Welcome to lecture 3, Fluids for Hydraulic System. Hydraulic fluid is the power transmitting medium of a hydraulic system. Here you already know liquid is the working medium of hydraulic system. The most common liquids that is used as a medium in fluid power systems are water, petroleum based fluids, water glycols, water oil emulsions, and biodegradable hydraulic oils or bio-based hydraulic oils are most commonly used liquids. Functions of a hydraulic fluid. There are 5 basic functions. First one, power transmission. Second one, lubrication. Third, sealing. Fourth, cooling. Fifth, contamination removal. See, first concept or first function, power transmission. Primary function of the liquid or oil is to transmit power. The fluid must flow freely without much resistance. There will be power loss if there is flow resistance. Second function, lubrication. To lubricate various parts, so it avoids metal to metal contact and hence reduce the friction, wear and heat generation. Suppose the liquid doesn't have a lubrication property, what will happen? Metal to metal contact leads to friction and wear. Friction leads to a steep rise in system temperature. The wear causes leakage, which in turn affects the performance of the system. Third function, sealing. Hydraulic fluid must seal the moving elements to avoid a leakage. If the sealing is proper, then the system will work satisfactorily. If the sealing is improper, then there will be a leakage. it will leads to a loss of performance and loss in efficiency. Fourth function, cooling. Hydraulic liquid must carry away the heat generated in the system and dissipates the heat through the reservoir or heat exchanger. Fifth function, contaminant removal. Hydraulic liquid should carry along the contaminations to the tank where it can be removed through filters. Here, wherever some metallic corroded part will combine with oil or liquid, it will lead to some problems. So it should be filtered again and again through filters and strainers. Next, types of hydraulic fluids. As you know already, water, petroleum based fluids, water glycols, water oil emulsions, biodegradable hydraulic oils. First one, water. The water is abundant in nature and it is a least expensive, so the water is commonly used as a hydraulic fluid. And water has many disadvantages, like water does not have many desirable properties of remaining hydraulic fluids, like it has very poor rust and corrosion resistance, it has poor lubrication properties, it has poor thermal stability, it has poor operational efficiency, it has a low viscosity, water corrodes the metallic parts. So these are all some disadvantages are there. So water is less used nowadays compared to other hydraulic fluids. Second fluid, petroleum based fluids. These are the most common and commonly used hydraulic fluids which are used in a wide range of hydraulic applications. The characteristic of petroleum based hydraulic oils are controlled by some types of crude oil. See, one of the limitations of petroleum based oils are these having a property of getting a fire, so it should be treated thoroughly. Water glycols. These are solutions contain 35% to 55% water. Glycol and water soluble thickener to improve viscosity. Additives are also added to improve anti-corrosion and anti-wear and also lubrication properties. Water glycol is a non-flammable fluid commonly used in aircraft hydraulic systems. Next one, water oil emulsions. Water in oil emulsions are also called as inverse emulsions, or basically oil based, in which small droplets of water, about 40%, are dispersed throughout the oil phase. Water provides a good coolant property but tends to make a fluid more corrosive. There are two types of water oil emulsions. They are oil in water emulsions. Second, water in oil emulsions. The oil in water emulsion has water as the continuous base and oil is present in a lesser amount. And in case of water in oil emulsion, the oil is in continuous phase and water in dispersed media. Biodegradable or bio-based hydraulic liquids. Biodegradable hydraulic oils are also called as bio-based hydraulic liquids, like vegetable-based oil, mineral-based oils. Vegetable oils have a good fire-resistant characteristics. They have a tendency to oxidize easily and absorb moisture. Bio-based hydraulic fluids are sunflower, rapeseed and soybean, etc. Properties of a fluid. Here I have mentioned a few properties of fluids: viscosity, good lubrication capability, de-emulsibility, oxidation resistance, corrosion resistance, fire resistance, incompressibility, good heat dissipation. First one is viscosity. It is the measure of a fluid's resistance to flow. When the viscosity is low, the fluid flows easily. On the other hand, when the viscosity is high, the fluid flows with a difficulty. Okay. Second property, good lubrication capability. Hydraulic fluids must have a good lubrication property to prevent friction and a wear between the closely fitted working parts. Third property, de-emulsibility. Hydraulic fluid should have high de-emulsibility. De-emulsibility is defined as the ability of the oil to separate water from it and resist emulsification. This is the special property of the oil. It will separate the water. It will separate water from it to resist the emulsification. If hydraulic liquid emulsifies with water, then lubricating and sealing properties of the liquid are destroyed. Hence, proper refining hydraulic fluid can have a high degree of de-emulsibility. Next property, oxidation resistance. Oxidation resistance of a hydraulic fluid is the ability of the liquid to resist oxidation. Next property, corrosion resistance. The moisture entering the hydraulic system with air causes the parts made of ferrous materials to rust. Here there are two concepts, rust and corrosion. Rust means chemical reaction between iron or steel with oxygen. On the other hand, corrosion is chemical reaction between metal and an acid. Rust and corrosion cause excessive leakage between the moving parts. Hence, the property of the fluid should resist both corrosion and rust. Next property, fire resistance. Fire resistance is an important property of hydraulic fluid where safety is of a prime importance, as in mines and some industries. The commonly used hydraulic fluids are petroleum based. The petroleum based oils burn very fast once they reach fire point. Therefore, hydraulic oils should have high fire resistance. Next property, incompressibility. See, as the fluid is incompressibility, it will leads to a better performance and get a good efficiency. And last property, good heat dissipation. Hydraulic fluids should have high heat dissipation capability. Hence, the liquid must carry the heat generated in the system. It carry away heat generated in the system and dissipate it to the atmosphere or coolers. Therefore, the hydraulic oil should have high thermal conductivity and high specific heat values. Selection of hydraulic fluid or factors influencing the selection of hydraulic fluid. See, here many factors are there. The selection of hydraulic fluid for a given system. First one, good lubrication property or good lubricity, ideal viscosity, chemical stability, compatibility with system materials, high degree of incompressibility, fire resistance, good heat transfer capability, low density, foam resistance, non-toxicity. So many selection factors are there to consider a liquid as a hydraulic fluid. These are the few of them. Additives in hydraulic fluids. See, as the name tells, additives means add-ons. So these additives are added to the hydraulic fluids. These additives, with the help of additives, enhances its existing properties or improves an existing properties. Various additives are added to the fluid to sustain the important characteristics. Few of such additives are anti-foaming additives. Here certain additives like anti-foaming additives, certain additives like silicone polymer, it acts as a defoamer. They cause a rapid breakdown of the foam by removing the entrained air bubbles. So here silicon polymer is used as a anti-foam additives. Second point or second additive, anti-wear additives. Wear resistant chemicals are added to the fluid to protect critical hydraulic components from the wear. Suppose if anti-wear additives are absent, what will happen? See, wear the metallic parts, rust of the metallic parts, corrosion of the metallic parts. So it will leads to several problems. So to avoid these things, anti-wear additives are added to the hydraulic fluids. Corrosion inhibitors. Some chemicals are added to protect the surfaces of metal from the chemical attack by water. Emulsifier. Emulsifiers are added to facilitate formation and stabilization of an emulsion. Lubrication oiliness agents. Extreme pressure agents are added to the fluid to enhance a lubrication characteristics for effective full film boundary lubrication between the mating parts. See, in this case, extreme pressure agents are added to the fluid to enhance already existing the lubricating characteristics. So it will produce some oil film between the moving parts, so increases the lubrication between the parts. Oxidation inhibitors. Oxidation causes a chemical reaction and formation of acidic products that lead to corrosion problems. Certain additives having a greater affinity for oxygen are added so that they easily react with them than the oil. Anti-oxidation additives are added to provide anti-oxidation characteristics. Oxidation changes the chemical characteristics of fluid, hence oxidation inhibitors are added. Effect of temperature and pressure on hydraulic fluid. See, one of the important property of the liquid is viscosity. Viscosity is directly affected by temperature. When the temperature rises, the viscosity decreases. When the temperature decreases, the viscosity increases. So, temperature is directly affected on the viscosity. So, it leads to some problems arise in the efficiency or in the performance or in the some other problems associated with the moving parts, or it will leads to a leakage. Pressure also affected on the liquid. Rising the atmospheric pressure will raise the boiling point. Conversely, lowering the atmospheric pressure will lower the boiling point of the liquid. In basic or applied thermodynamics, you've already studied the effects of temperature and pressure on the fluid. You've already known about a pressure cooker. See, once you boil the rice inside the cooker, when the pressure rises, the liquid becomes a vapor because of its variation in the boiling point of the liquid.